Hey guys, what's going on? It's Waldo. Today we're here for episode number 9 of my Los Angeles Angels franchise here on OOTP 17. Same place where we left off. Thing I want to say, I'm not really too sure how long this video is going to be. I don't know if it's going to, because I've noticed that they tend to be 40 to 50 minutes. Just looking through the playlist that I made. I don't know if this one's going to be that long, just simply because I don't know how this team's going to do. I don't think I'm going to do anything at the trade deadline. I don't know. When we get closer, I'll decide if I want to do anything. But as of if this video is maybe like 20 to 25 minutes, I guess what I'm trying to say is just don't be surprised. But we are, recap of the last episode, we are 42 and 47. We are, I believe, we're 5 games out of the no, we're 4.5 games out of the wild card, so we got to deal with Texas again like we did last year. One thing I did notice, our attendance is plummeting. We are down 24% from last season. We were at close to 40,000 last year. Now we're at 32,000. So it's not good. Go to the team home screen. And you see our offense is really tanking this year. Our pitching's actually, aside from the bullpen, our pitching is not too bad. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? This guy's not that bad. Like, he's been doing better. I think he just had a rough start to the year. I think that's what the problem is. So we're gonna keep him there. Yeah, because like we don't have any other options, unfortunately, so we got to keep him there. The rotation's doing okay, you know. Given, I mean, Skaggs, I'm not, you know, that I guess he's like a 4.3 ERA kind of guy. Estrada, that's what I said I wanted out of him, a 4 ERA. Zach Lee's doing good. Matt Moore, I'd like to see him doing a little better, but I guess I can't be too upset. And Iglesias is doing fine. So at least the rotation's doing good. Mike Trout's doing good. That's right. Akiyama, he's still out for a week, but even before then, he was having a really rough year. So I hope he can pick it up. But just looking at our top prospects, let me do that. If we go to this, and then this. So just looking through my potential guys here. Let's go to AA. There we go. And actually, you know what? There's an easier way to do this. Let's go to transactions, trade. Okay, then we can go to prospects. So, here's just a quick update on how our prospects are doing. This is Foscolina. That was the guy that we drafted, the second baseman in our first season. It seems like he's progressing pretty nicely. It seems like last year he had a bit of a bump in high A. But this year we sent him back down to rookie league, and he's doing good. Although now he's struggling at A ball, which he didn't do last year. So that is a bit concerning. We do need this guy to, you know. Oh wow, the OSA ratings are really low on him. Wow. I don't know if they were like that before. I don't remember if I looked at the OSA ratings. Yeah, his ratings, they're not as high as they used to be, I don't think. Which is a shame. But we really need this guy to develop, because that was our second round pick in our first year. I mean, he had sky high potential, and he still does. But another one here, Cooper Briley. He was our round 18 pick. So I didn't even pick this guy. So it just goes to show, like, you know, people can develop even if you don't expect it. I mean, this guy was picked in the 18th round. I didn't even pick him, and now he's turned into a 4.5 star potential rating. OSA is not high on him, but our head scout seems to be. And he seems to be doing pretty good. He struggled last year in rookie ball, which looks like it was his first year, but this year it seems like he's more acclimated. He's 20 years old, so I'm guessing, you know, maybe 5 years probably before he's up here. Who is this guy? This was our 9th round pick in 2017. This is Tristan Capocci as shortstop. He's in rookie league too, so it seems like a lot of our prospects are in rookie league, so it's going to take a while for them to get up here. I imagine the OSA ratings, yeah, okay. So it seems like our head scout's higher on most of these guys than the OSA ratings are. Carter Kaiboom, third baseman. Okay, the OSA ratings are kind of the same. So it seems like Kaiboom's really acclimated nicely too. My only concern is that he is 20 and he hasn't gotten above 8 rookie ball yet. He spent all of 2017 in rookie ball. He's back in rookie ball this year, so that is kind of concerning, but I do like his batting ratings, and his defensive ratings aren't that bad either. So I can't be too upset. Hopefully he develops. Once again, as I just mentioned, a lot of these guys are really young and they're in rookie ball, so it's going to take a while for all these guys to get up because, as you remember, our farm system was atrocious when we started this series. So a lot of these guys are going to be really young. It's going to take a while for us to really build up a serviceable farm system. Connor Manuse, this was somebody that we picked up in 2017 as well. It seems like he's really unhappy. But it seems like he could develop into a pretty solid relief pitcher. He only has 2 pitches, which kind of concerns me. But it seems like he can, maybe help us out when he gets up here. He's only 19 too, and he it seems like he's in mid-A. So Christopher Martin is another second baseman we drafted. This was the guy we drafted in the 5th round, and it seems like he's progressing pretty nicely. So hopefully he keeps that up. Once again, 19 rookie ball. So then just going down here, Matheny. He's doing pretty good offensively. I kind of mainly drafted him because his defense was already pretty good. So if his offense, progressed, I would have been happy. But if not, at least we had a guy that we could, rely on to be good defensively. But it looks like he's doing pretty good offensively too. So that's a pretty big surprise. Michael Ruffolo, our 10th round pick in the first year. It seems like this guy's never going to really develop a good hitting tool aside from home run power. Although he does seem to be no. It seems like this year he's doing pretty good in mid-A, but last year he struggled at both mid-A and high-A. He did good in rookie ball, though, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he develops a good hitting tool, but, the main selling point for this guy is elite defense, and I guess he's not half bad at, base running either, but we'll see. Jonathan Windham, this is the 3rd baseman we drafted with our first overall pick in 2017. It seems like he's developing pretty nicely. He struggled a little bit last year in rookie ball, but he's tearing it up in A ball this year with Burlington. If he could develop, that would be nice too. He's 19, but it seems like he might be able to get fast-tracked a little bit just because of, how good his ratings are. Like, honestly, if I brought this guy up right now, I don't think he would do that bad. I mean, his contact's at 50, his gap power's at 55. So, I mean, if I hypothetically brought him up right now, I don't think they would do all that bad. But just going down here, any other names here? Teddy Sabato, I believe this was this was the guy our head scout wanted us to get. Seems like he's having a really hard time. He did good his first year in rookie ball, but now he's really tanked. He hasn't. Well, I guess yeah. Well, he was good with the Owls in 2017, but he hasn't done good at mid-A. So we're gonna have to wait and see, because if he can't get past mid-A, that's gonna be a problem. OSA does not favor him. Our head scout does. So that seems to be the issue with a lot of these guys. OSA does not like them, but our head scout does. Another guy here, Jahmai Jones. This was our top prospect heading into the series. I showed him off in episode 1. OSA seems to be kind of in line. I mean, they say his potential's higher, but the ratings for the most part are pretty similar. He is 20 right now, and he's at high A, so I imagine maybe in 3 years he'll be up. I mean, he has the speed that we need. Like, if this guy could develop a solid hit tool, like, this could be a pretty serviceable leadoff hitter, because we don't have any speed right now on this team, which is unfortunate. So if he could, maybe hurry up, that would be great. And then Ryan Orr, this guy, his main calling card is power, and he's pretty good defensively too. OSA, they're not as high on him, understandably. It seems like he's having a lot of trouble in rookie ball this year with the, because he did good in high A last year, but this year in rookie ball he's kind of struggling, which is odd because he did good in 2017, but nothing you can do. And then just any other names here. Okay, so this is the guy we signed from the international free agent market our first year. It seems like this guy, obviously, I think the OSA ratings were higher on him than our head scout, so I'm kind of hoping he ends up closer to this, because his eye is atrocious, but his other hit tools are pretty good, and he has speed. He has, I guess he's solid in the field. Hopefully, I don't know, I hope those ratings go up, but if not, at least he can hit. It seems like he's been doing good. He's actually been progressing quite nicely. I mean, he's only 18 years old, and he's progressed from mid-A to high-A to double-A. And he's in AA this year, and he's doing pretty good. So, it seems like, honestly, according to the OSA ratings, this guy could probably be called up right now. But I'm going to, because he's only 18 years old. You remember we signed him when he was 16. So, I kind of want to wait a little bit before calling this guy up. Why is this guy in? Oh, this guy's in. Why is this guy not in Double A? It seems like he started the season in Double A, but then he got sent down. I don't know. Okay. He's angry. Maybe we should call him up to Double A. Actually. Promote to, yeah. I don't know why you weren't there initially, but yeah, because I don't want to mess up his development. I was thinking about calling him up to AAA, but I don't want to mess up his development. So, because he's only 18. Like, I know there's like been really young guys that have made an impact in this league, but I don't want to really mess him up. So that's what our prospect situation is looking like. I think what I'm going to do now is simulate ahead to the trade deadline and then kind of decide where I want to go from there. How we do in these next 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10 games will really determine what I do at the trade deadline. So I will be back when we reach July 31st. All right, so we're here at July 26th. I don't even need to go to the trade deadline anymore. Mike Trout is out for the season, a broken bone in his elbow, so he's going to be out for 6 months. So I don't even need to go to the trade deadline anymore because this team's not going to do anything. If we look at the schedule, we've lost 5 out of 6 out of the All-Star break. We've lost 4-0, 8-3. We won 4-2, but then we lost 7-5, 11-3, and 9-5. So I don't like. It's like. There was somebody, I think it was Pyromaniac, so shout out to you, bud. He said blow it up. I am really close to doing that, honestly, because I don't think this team's ever going to win anything. We're 3 years in, and it's just been a huge pile of mediocrity. And Pujols got injured too, but he's only out for a few days. I mean, Akiyama, I expected this guy to be doing so much better. And, I mean, I guess it seems like he's heating up, but, like, I didn't sign him to have an average. Like, bro, his contact and his gap power are both 60s. His home run power is 80. His eye is 70. Like, I signed this guy to be, like, a stud in the middle of my lineup to complement Trout and Pujols, and that hasn't happened. I'm not saying I'm going to trade him specifically, but I think it's time that we start trying to find some offers for these guys because it's clear that with this group of guys we have now, we're not going to get anything done. I would not be opposed to trading Calhoun because he's 30. I would not be opposed to trading Pujols. It's a shame I didn't trade Laurie last year because now his trade value sucks. It's a shame I didn't trade Prado either. Hechavarria, our entire offense sucks this year. I would not be opposed to trading Holland. Roma wants to be traded. I'd probably keep Moore and just so we have one arm. I wouldn't be opposed to trading Cecil, Kishek, Melanson, Clippard. I wouldn't be opposed to trading Moore, Lee, Skaggs, Estrada. Oh my gosh, look at Iglesias. He let up 7 earned runs. He's let up 10 earned runs in the 2 starts since the All-Star. Oh my god. Yeah, but we're definitely going to be sellers at the deadline here because, looking at these standings, we are only, I say only, we're only 7 games back. And that's a manageable deficit at this point in the season, but I mean, looking at this team, we're not going to make it back. We're not going to catch the Indians. I mean, they have 50 wins. Like, I'd be surprised if we had 50 wins, at the midpoint of August, honestly, because this team is just, it's not getting it done. It's very disappointing. I thought I assembled a good team, and I said it last episode. It's really bad that I'm getting this upset over a game, but. Like, my main goal in this is always to win the World Series as quickly as possible, and I thought this year we would have... Oh, my gosh. Greg Holland has been suspended for the fight, which set off a bench-clearing skirmish between the teams at Safeco Field. Ah, wonderful. How's Trapino... Oh, wait. Because this is the guy we let go. How's Trapino doing? Of course he's doing good. That's how that works. You leave our organization, you start doing real good. Which reminds me, how's Garrett Richards doing? Okay, well, at least he's not... Okay. So, at least I'm happy that I let this guy go, because this guy has not been... Well, it seems like anything, this guy's just been really inconsistent, because you see... 1, 0, 3, 0, and then 4. I don't know. Maybe he would have been good. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I don't know how to evaluate talent anymore in this game. Go to scores and schedule. Well, we won 2 out of 3 from the Mariners, so I guess that's good. So let's just simulate ahead here. One more day to the trade deadline. This has been really an upsetting season. Oh, look at that. We've won 3 out of 4. Okay, if we're 5 back of the wild card, I'm going to be upset. 6.5. See, look, that's why I say it's manageable. So I think what I'm going to do now is just cut out, because it's going to take a really long time to try to find trade offers for these guys that I want to trade. Yeah, so I'm just going to try to find any trade offers that I possibly can, so I will be back when I find some trade offers. Okay, so I found the first trade that I'm going to do. It involves Greg Holland, an 18-year-old catcher in our system that probably won't amount to much, Gabriel Chavez, and Tyler Skaggs. We're going to trade them to the Houston Astros in exchange for these 2 pretty good pitching prospects, because obviously we still need pitching. It seems like both our head scout and the OSA ratings are pretty high on this guy. He's not doing too well, but I'm hoping to change the scenery kind of helps him out. We're also trading for this guy, Adam Lasky. He's only 20 years old. He's in rookie ball right now, but the OSA ratings seem to be pretty high on him. So I'm kind of banking on that being true. And then we're getting Josh Fields, a relief pitcher, just to fill the void that Holland's going to leave in the bullpen. So that'll actually improve our money by about $1.5 million. So complete the trade. So that's that. Fans are not happy we let Mr. Holland go. So that's one of the trades we're going to do. I'm going to keep going on here, see if there's anybody else that we can maybe trade. So I'll be back when we reach another trade, I guess. Okay, so I found the next trade I'm going to do, and this is probably going to be the biggest blockbuster trade that we're going to pull off here. We're going to trade Makata Akiyama, Matt Schumacher, and Jose Alvarez for Steven Matz, Luis Carpio, Michael Conforto, and Andres Jimenez. I'm a little upset that I'm trading Akiyama, but it's just not working out this year, and I don't want to wait and see if it's going to work out just based on this contract. I don't want to pay him $20 million a year and just continue waiting to see if it works out with him. If it works out for him in New York, great. But I'm not going to play the waiting game. I signed him to be one of the best hitters in the league, one of the top 10 hitters in the league potentially, and he's definitely not doing that. So we're going to trade him, and then Schumacher and Alvarez are throw-ins, and in return we're getting Steven Matz, which is that number 1 pitcher that we desperately need. You see, they converted him to a relief pitcher because they have so many starters, so he'll instantly be a starter on this team. Luis Carpio, he is a 4 to 5, depending on who you ask. Our head scout thinks he's a 5-star second base prospect, and he's already in Double-A, so he should be up with the big league club soon. He's not a power guy, but he's more of a contact eye guy, and this would be a prototypical leadoff man. He's great defensively, great speed, so that's honestly what we need. We're getting Conforto to fill the gap that Akiyama's leaving, and you see both OSA and our head scout are pretty high on him. He's only 25 years old too, not making a lot of money. And we're going to get this shortstop, Andres Jimenez. Both OSA and our head scout are high on him. It seems like he could be a pretty solid shortstop for us. I know we already have Simmons, but this, you see, he's up here with the big league club. I don't think he was ready for it because he was tearing it up in Double-A, but maybe he was ready for it. I don't know. Although that is the Pacific Coast League, so I don't know. I think I'm going to send him down to Triple-A just to work on, his form or whatever. Just let him develop a little more because he's only 19. He doesn't need to be up in the majors at this point. But that's the trade we're going to do. He traded for an All-Star. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right, because Conforto was an All-Star. And okay, so there's that. So I guess I'll be back once again if I make any other trades. Okay, third trade I'm going to make here. We are going to trade away Sergio Romo. He did want to trade out of here, so we're going to trade him and these 2 throw-ins to the Washington Nationals for Michael Givens. And Givens, well, he does his ratings are good, but the main reason I'm getting him is just to fill the gap that Romo's going to leave in our bullpen. We're getting Francisco Del Val, who seems to be a pretty solid right fielder, at least according to our head scouts. OSA is not very high on him, but our head scout is, so I'm going to take that risk. He seems to have been doing pretty good in rookie ball, so hopefully he can develop pretty quickly. He is 19 years old, though, so we're going to have to temper expectations a little bit. And we're going to get this Alex Burgos guy just because it seems like he could do a little bit better in our bullpen than some of the guys we have in there right now. I don't think this guy's going to be part of the future of this team, but for right now, I think he could be a solid piece to our bullpen, so we're going to complete that trade. And once again, I'll come back if I make any other trades. Okay, I found another trade I'm going to do. This one might confuse some of you, but I'm going to try to explain it to you, so just stay with me for a bit. We're going to trade Kishak, Pujols, Estrada, and Hechavarria to the Cardinals for Jordan Hicks. They're in win now mode, so I figured one, that would be something they would want to do because they're trying to get all these good players. But two, a lot of you might be thinking that I could get a lot for these players. What this allows me to do is it allows me to get out of Pujols' contract before the 2021 season. That way I have more. I don't have to pay $28 million for him next year, and $29 million for him the following year, and $30 million for him in 2021. Now, I see he has a no trade clause, but he is going to actually lift that because he does actually want to trade. He's requested it in the past. Kishak, he just not performed how I thought he would this season. You see his ERA is close to 8. His WHIP is 1.9, so it's close to 2. He has 22 walks, 29 Ks. His BABIP is 394, so that's obviously way above average. But we're going to trade him away, and then they wanted Estrada, which is fine because I wasn't going to bring this guy back after this year anyway, and he is 35. His ERA is pretty close to 5. He was doing good there for a while, but it seems like he's regressed a little bit. And then we're going to throw in Hechavarria, just because I don't really need him anymore either. This is the guy that we signed in free agency close to spring training just to be our extra backup infielder, and he did good with that, don't get me wrong, but we just decided to throw him that way. We decided to throw him in that way we could get Jordan Hicks, and I decided just to get him, one, because he's a lottery ticket pitcher and we need pitchers, but two, I'm a big Eagles fan, and Jordan Hicks, for those of you that are not aware, he's one of our linebackers, and he did pretty well last year before he got injured, so I thought that'd be pretty cool. So we're going to complete that trade. So the fan interest almost crashed that we traded Pujols, which is understandable, but he did not need to be on this team anymore. And so I'm very surprised we were able to get out of Pujols' contract. The one thing with moving Estrada is now that we need a starting pitcher, and I don't think we have anybody down here in the minor leagues ready, unfortunately. So I think we're going to have to either trade for one or look to the free agent market. So that is that. Looking through this team now. Oops. What did I just do? Oh, okay. Looking through this team now, I don't think there's another trade that I necessarily want to make. I think we're just going to keep Melanson here because I think he's gone after the season anyway. Oh, yeah, player opt. Oh, wait, he has that player option, though. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to try to trade Melanson, too. We do need another starting pitcher. Looking at our lineups, I don't think there's anybody here I want to trade either. Nobody wants Simmons because now he's considered a vastly overpaid veteran, even though he's only 28 and he's only making $11 million. But I guess he's not really performing like the way an $11 million guy should. So that is that. I'm not going to trade Jay because I think... Where's Conforto at? Oh, there's Conforto. So Conforto immediately becomes my starting left fielder. There we go. And Maurer still is the first baseman. Now, Maurer doesn't want to be traded. He actually wants to come back, so I'm not going to trade him. One, because he wants to come back, and two, because I don't think anybody would want to trade for a 35-year-old who's making $23 million. I guess he's not really making $23 million anymore this year, but he doesn't want to go anywhere, so we're going to keep him here. We do need a third baseman, so Prado... Okay, so I think... So Laurie's better there. Can Prado play second? He can play second. So what we're going to do, we're going to switch Prado and Laurie, and then Simmons can play there. And then we need a DH now, so... Maurer, Ramos, Maurer, put Maurer right there. So we need a DH, and I guess that's going to become Crone at this point. So Crone is now the DH. So I think that's all the trades we're going to make. I think we really did a good job. We restocked the farm system up a little bit. We were... Okay, maybe not. I thought we did, but I guess we didn't really do as well. I find that hard to believe, though, because a lot of those guys, they were... Maybe it only goes by OSA, then. Maybe this is... Yeah. Because I want to know, like, if I did this, would it change at all? Jonathan Getty's top 100 prospect. There you go. Player development update. Matt Moore, he's regressing. Great. All right, there's that. So I want to see if that changed at all, because... Okay, now we're still 24th, which is fine. I personally think that we, at least according to our head scout, we improved our farm system, which is the main goal. Now the only thing we need to do, if we look at rosters, so we have room for 3 more guys on this team. If we go to lineups, one of them will be a backup infielder. We have our backup outfielder. We need a 5th starter. Look at that. Look how Matt's did in his first start with us. I like it. So now we have a good 1-2 punch. So now the only thing left to do really over the course, I mean, not the only thing left to do, but one of the things now we have to do is find a good number 3. And maybe that'll be Lee. Who knows? I doubt it'll be Lee, but actually, yeah, it definitely won't be Lee. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, so now let's just go to free agency because we do need infielder, number 5, pitcher, and then somebody else. So let's try to find, starter. So let's see who's available here. Cliff Lee's available. Should we get Cliff Lee just for the hell of it? Okay, no. Nope. I was going to get it just for the... well, it's not really a lot of good options here. Might as well, right? You might as well, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I think that's who I'm going to get. Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we're going to get Cliff Lee. Because there's no other better options here, so we're going to get Cliff Lee. A, B, C, D, G, H, I, J, K, L. Cliff Lee. We're going to give this guy a contract just for the hell of it, because we're already out of it anyway, so... Okay. Now we need a backup infielder, so let's actually... Where do I want to go? Free agency. So this video actually did end up going longer than I thought it would, so I guess that's good or bad. Whoops, not catcher. Rob Brantley's available. Michael Cantu. What? He's not rated very highly in this game. Okay. That's why. Michael Dowd. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at these guys. I'm not going to sign them, but... Who's this guy? Rene Cantu. A 3.5-star prospect. It seems like this guy could actually be pretty good, so I'm going to sign him. Where is he? Offer a contract. Yeah. Minor league contract for Rene Cantu, sure. Okay, so I didn't expect that to happen, but okay. So all infielders, who do we have? So not a lot of guys here. I think at this point I'm just looking for defense. So I need somebody that can play the corners, and I need somebody that can play... So let me look at defense. So, all right, so I think I'm going to cut out here and just try to find some guys that can fill out the roster for the rest of the season. So I'll be back in a little bit. All right, and we are back. It is now August 11th. We got the guys that we wanted. Now, I just want to look at this. Okay, yeah, that's understandable. That's not surprising. So we've won 2 out of our last, 5, 6, 7... 2 out of our last 9. So that's not too surprising. We signed Alan Craig. So basically I'm just on the veteran hype train right now. Just to be the backup first baseman. That's all. He's not coming back after the year, but just needed a backup first baseman. We signed Brandon Chania. He's really good defensively, so that's really all I'm looking for at this point. At this point in the season, with us, it's 11 games under 500. And I signed Carson Griffiths for the same reason. Really good defensively. So let's just change this lineup up real quick. So do I have a better leadoff option here? Yeah, none of these guys have speed. Yeah. Okay. All right. So we'll I don't know. We'll bet Jay lead off, I guess. I don't know. And then Simmons maybe. Now, how about Mauer? And then now we need to break up the lefties. Conforto, Calhoun, there, and then how about Laurie, Mauer, Prado? No, wait, no, Crone can come up here. So yeah, so Crone can bat maybe third. Let's see, then Simmons, left, right, and then Crone. We can have 2 lefties in a row, and we'll have Crone hitting fourth. Then we'll have Conforto. Actually, no, we'll have Conforto hitting second. Then Jay, then Mauer. Then Laurie, then Prado, then Ramos. Okay, that's it. That's the move. So copy, paste. Okay, and then our pitching staff for the rest of the season will be Mats, Iglesias, and Mats is doing really good. Moore and Lee. That's pretty cool. Lee looks like had a bit of a rough go of it, but I'm not expecting. I'd be surprised if he has an ERA under 6, to be honest. And then this is our bullpen for the rest of the season. So, so I think what we're going to do now is just simulate up until the end of the season. So I will see you guys on October 7th. All right, and we are back. It is October 8th. We ended up finishing 69-93, which was surprising. I thought we would definitely lose 100 games. Well, I guess we didn't do that bad considering the circumstances. I mean, we had this bad stretch right here, and then we had the bad stretch to end the year. But overall, I guess we didn't do that bad considering we traded almost everybody. We ended up going to a 6-man rotation late in the season, and there's Cliff Lee. I said I'd be surprised if his ERA was under 6. It ended up being 7.54. Martes, who's the guy we got in that trade with Houston, he didn't do too well in his first taste of the majors, but that's fine. I'm not too concerned. Zach Lee and Matt Moore seem to have regressed. Iglesias had a rough end to the year. Matt's, he did good, so that's good. So we definitely have our number one of the future. Moore and Cecil and Givens did good, as did Josh Fields, Tyler Clippard, Alex Burgos. I called it Bedrosian. He didn't do that bad. Emma Lanson, he's Mark Melanson. Moving to the lineup, Conforto in his time with us. Well, actually, not his time with us. That's actually everything. So in his time with us, he didn't do bad. He hit close to 300. He OPS'd just over 900, 13 home runs, 39 RBIs, 53 strikeouts, 23 walks, which is pretty good. Alan Craig, he did good in limited time. Rafael Ortega, who was with our AAA team most of the year, he did okay when he got called up. Laurie picked it up towards the end of the year. Calhoun, he led the team in home runs with 20. I know Conforto has 27, but he got, some of those with the Mets. Mauer did okay, as did Crone. Brandon Chania, this was the guy that we got just for fielding, but he did okay with the bat when he was called upon. Jeffrey Marte, I guess we've kind of come to expect that kind of performance from him. We called up Jimenez. He didn't do all that well in his first taste of the majors, but once again, I'm okay with that. Cup of coffee in the majors leagues this year. Hopefully they develop into something really good. Carpio struggled in the majors, but that's fine. We're going to put him down in AAA next year, and hopefully he can do fine. Prado picked it up kind of towards the end of the year. Simmons just completely went cold. We called up Jed Bandy, who was with our AAA team, and I guess he didn't do all that well. And then Griffiths and Perez, offense is not their game. So if we look at the standings, 69-93, we were actually not the worst team in the major leagues. There was one. The White Sox were worse than us. The Mariners were worse than us. The Miami Marlins were worse than us. Milwaukee had the same record as us, and Colorado was worse than us. So we didn't have the worst record in the league. We finished 44 games out of the division. We finished 15 games out of the wild card. Houston went 113-49. Wow. So did Los Angeles. Wow. Be surprised if they don't get to the World Series, but that is that. Looking at the team home screen, we ended up finishing dead last in runs scored, second to last in batting average, second to last in OBP, tied for 12th with home runs, second to last with stolen bases, 10th in runs against, 12th in starters ERA, 9th in bullpen ERA, and 10th in defensive efficiency. So just a rough season all around. It looks like Jonathan Geddes is finally getting on the right track, which is good to see. But yeah, so that's the season. Now there is one thing I want to check. I think maybe it's info and then history. Yeah. So if we go down here, so our expected record was 65-97. We finished 69-93, so we got a little lucky. This is called the Pythagorean win-loss. It takes into account like run differential. So, yeah, I mean, we should have lost 100 games, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it seems like we've gotten lucky a lot of like 2016, we finished 77-85. We were supposed to finish like 80-82. Last year, we got really lucky. We finished 90-73. We were only supposed to finish like 83-80. And this year we 69-93. We're supposed to finish 65-97. We finished with a negative balance, but oh well, not much you can do. So we haven't made the playoffs since 2014, unfortunately. But we've only made it once. From 2010 to 2018, we've only made it once, and it was in 2014. So that's a bit of an issue. But I'm pretty happy with the trades we made. So I guess that's really all that matters at this point. We rebuilt the farm system, and we're going to continue doing that. And hopefully, in a few years, this team becomes a contender. So that'll be all for this episode. Just a quick note, there's not going to be a video tomorrow. I'm going to be with family the entire day, so I won't have time to really do anything like this. So there will not be a video tomorrow, but there will be starting Monday. I'm also getting MLB The Show on Tuesday, so if you're interested in that game, be sure to check out some of those videos. I got a couple of them coming out next week as well. But once again, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and as always, hope you have a wonderful day.